Thank you for staying with us. This week, about 3,690 Nigerians in the United States were revealed to be facing deportation as President Donald Trump continues crackdown on illegal immigrants in the country. According to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Removal Operations, the agency revealed the data is broken down by nationality and number of people faced with deportation. In the document titled Non-Citizens on the ICE Non-Detained Docket with Final Orders of Removal by Country of Citizenship, Mexico and El Salvador top the list of nations facing the most deportation. I still have Justice Ojina with me, and of course Olufemi Loss is still standing by. Justice, Nigeria ranks second in Africa for deportation numbers, followed by Somalia. Now, how worrying is this following Trump's MAGA mantra, sweeping across the United States?
If I have to don the heart of the people who are being deported, right, I would say it's most unfortunate. It is practically like a Category 7 earthquake, changing what their trajectory and plans for lives have been. A lot of them, if we remember the way our people migrate to some of these countries, yeah, they of course, they die at sea, and unfortunately so sometimes. And for some of them, it's because they are overstaying whatever visa it was that they used to get there legally. But having said this on their part and the kind of pains that they or the people who depends on them may be going through at the moment, I must also speak on the side of the law. It is wrong for any Nigerian to want to go to another country. It doesn't even have to only be the United States and want to overstay there. It's also wrong for anybody to come into Nigeria and want to overstay in flagrant disregard of our laws. So I must say that, but having also said this, on the part of the United States of American government, do it with dignity. Okay. If you are sending the Nigerian, I don't think the Nigerian state should fight it. And I also feel that no government of the world actually fought it. What people had an issue with, what they were talking about, was the government of Colombia. Okay. And what the government of Colombia was saying was that do not just bring them like pieces of meat, okay, like at least animals. Show some decorum, some level and respect for the country. Show some level of dignity. Okay. Do not bring them in handcuffs. Yes. Yeah, it may be satisfying your political whatever ends that you want satisfied there.
In the issue of the handcuffs, Donald Trump was quite emphatic about some of the immigrants being crime committers in the country. A lot of them are drug peddlers and all of that, and he did say quite a number of them are criminals. So if he decides to treat them like that, I mean, is he not justified anyway? Mark,
there should be a difference between political speak and government speak.
Okay, let me hold your thought there. Let me get Olufemi, quickly, as a country blessed with abundant resources over the years, where did we fail to get it right? And with how complex it gets by the day, is there hope in sight?
Well, with just 3,690 people profiled for deportation in America, out of, from a population of over 200 million. I don't think this is significant enough to get us worried. Okay. And I also need to let you know that of these 3,690 that are profiled for deportation, a lot of them are still in court to challenge their deportation by the United States government, according to information available. So it is not like these 3,690 people are going to be automatically sent back to, Nigeria, or waiting to be sent back to Nigeria on a plane. There are a lot of them contesting, their deportation on several grounds. And, as a country that believes so much in law and the rule of law, the United States will listen to their appeal. Some of them will challenge this decision of immigrations to get them returned back to Nigeria. But for me, this is not really an indictment for us that if you have asked anyone on the streets of Nigeria or in this country some couple of years ago to predict the likely number of Nigerians that may be sent back if the United States decide to do so, they'd have been mentioning tens of thousands of Nigerians waiting for deportation. It tells you that a lot of our people are actually in the United States legitimately. And that tells about the quality of Nigerians that are making exploit in the United States. For 3,690 people, I'm not really bothered because these are people who, like Barrister said, have done things against agreement. People get visa, tourism visa, they get there, they refuse to come back. People choose they are going on holiday. People are attending conferences, they refuse to come back. It is the same situation we have on our hands in Nigeria, where people illegally enter into this country and begin to perpetrate crimes and become terrorists against our nation. So if we are interested in building a nation where immigrants will not come into our country illegally and terrorize us like we are currently witnessing with all sort of insurgencies that we are seeing in Nigeria, then we should not be so much bothered about the United States is interested in its national security. It must do whatever it has to do to sanitize its society. But for countries that are far, far below Nigerian population, who have 20,000, 60,000, 250,000 of their citizens profile for deportation in America, tells that Nigerians have not been doing too bad in the area of compliance with, the immigration laws of the United States. And that's why I've not been particularly worried about this conversation about deportation by President Trump.
All right, that's a breath of fresh air, knowing that Nigerians, at least quite a number of them, are there legally. So we have nothing more to worry about.
In fact, majority.
All right, let's move on to our final story.